Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to today's daily update. Today is Thursday, November 19th, 2015, and yes, I am Darkside Phil. And welcome. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you are having a great day so far. The results of the overnight poll are in, and it seems like, at least for the people who voted, which, quite honestly, I think it was around 750 people, I believe, voted in this poll overnight. And looks like the majority, about 60 to 65% of those who voted, are looking for me to play a little bit more Star Wars Battlefront today. And judging off of the actual interest that the videos are getting, I have determined that today will be the final day that I play Star Wars Battlefront, excluding next week. Because next week I am doing a big multiplayer event with viewers starting on Wednesday, the 25th of November. And I will have more information about that. I'll actually work on hashing out the concrete schedule for that, so you know what games will be taking place on what day within the next couple of days. And I should have that information available to you by this Sunday's weekend preview, okay? But yeah, it's been a fun few days playing Star Wars Battlefront. But I think once you've seen all the modes, once you've seen all the gimmicks, you know, it really comes down to, well, if you're hooked on the addictive gameplay, you'll probably keep playing and playing the hell out of the game. But for a viewing audience, you know, there's not so much left to show. In fact, the only thing I haven't done in the game is the survival mode, and I'll be honest with everyone, I really don't care about it. It's basically Horde mode, which has been around for how long? Gears of War 1, was it? When Horde mode debuted, or was it Gears of War 2? I don't even know. But it's basically you and possibly a few friends teamed up against waves and waves of repetitive enemies. And I played it in the beta, and I have no desire to even play it in the retail version, because I know exactly what to expect. So tonight, since Star Wars Battlefront won the poll, I'll be doing my final Star Wars Battlefront stream. And I've decided that since it is the final, you know, official stream for the game until the multiplayer next week, that I'm going to focus on the heroes. So I might do, there's two different heroes modes. One of them is hero versus everyone else, and the other one is heroes versus villains. So I may do a little bit of both of those modes, or just one. We'll see what I feel like tonight, but I will be focusing on those modes, since quite honestly, they are pretty much the most unique modes in the game. And, you know, the fact that you get to play as these heroes and villains of the Star Wars universe is pretty fun. And pretty unique and a lot different than the rest of the gameplay of the game. So that's going to be my focus tonight on my gameplay stream for the night. That's starting around 7 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. And my first session here, which I'm about to start in a few minutes as soon as I finish this daily update and get it uploading, is Fallout 4. Which, yesterday was a weird day for me in Fallout 4. I'll be honest with everyone. There was some weird stuff going on. And I don't know if it was just bad luck. I don't know if it was just, you know, a fluke. Or if this is the kind of stuff that's been happening to everyone who's playing Fallout 4. Because the thing is, with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, those games had some interesting game bugs. Now, most of the game bugs that I experienced during those games were about clipping issues, enemies getting stuck in walls, low frame rate game crashes, stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily like, you know, missions failing to complete or not loading properly or people disappearing, which is what happened to me yesterday. I won't spoil for those of you who haven't had a chance to watch the Fallout 4 videos yet, because I know that a lot of people who are watching my playthrough are watching at their own pace. As I've been saying for the past week and a half, you're playing the game, and then when you get a chance, you're coming and getting caught up with my videos, which at this point, I think I'm into the 80s now, 80-some parts. And taking a look at my strategy guide, which actually lists the names of all the missions but does not spoil them, it looks to me like when it comes to the main quest, I'm about 50% through the main quest line of the game. But there's also all these side quests that kind of are part of the main story, including the Brotherhood of Steel, the Railroad, the Minutemen. And I apparently haven't even found a whole faction yet, which I'm not going to spoil for those who are watching. I'm obviously not going to spoil what that faction is. It's kind of something that I was expecting to happen anyway. especially for those who are fans of Fallout games, you always know that there's different factions that you encounter, and a lot of the times you have a choice to play one side or the other. But story-wise, it looks like I may be around halfway through the required minimum missions that need to be played to beat the game. But there's still tons of content that I have not gotten to yet. A ridiculous amount of side content. And at this point, I'm trying to make the decision. What do I want to do next? Despite the fact that I had a bunch of bugs and glitches and things, characters that weren't where I sent them, and, vehicles that didn't have this little thing you were supposed to do to enable a mission yesterday, it's not going to deter me at all. It was a weird day for sure, being in a vehicle and have the vehicle blow up 4 times in a row when my strategy guide says that's not supposed to happen. Yeah, there's this one part where it's supposed to, my strategy guide's like, this is supposed to be an on-rail shooter, and it kind of changes the gameplay up a little bit for variety, so enjoy it. And then I go to do the mission, and the vehicle that I'm in for the on-rail shooter blows up 4 times, which just turns it into basically 5 million enemies versus you. And I'm like, what the hell is this? This isn't anything like what they describe in the strategy guide. And apparently, for what I'm to understand, either the strategy guide is wrong, it's like outdated, and they changed it for the final version, or else my copy, for whatever reason, is just doing this really weird circumstance where the vehicle kept blowing up. I don't know. I haven't checked the video comments yet. But it was a pretty bizarre occurrence. So, anyway, what I'm trying to figure out now in Fallout 4 is what the heck should I do next? Should I continue on with these main quests? Because I don't want to get too far in the main quest. I'd like to do a lot of more side content because it is a lot of fun. Most of the side content of the game has a lot of interesting twists to it, and story, and characters, and it's not just, repetitive side content, which a lot of these games have. It's not side missions for the sake of side missions. A lot of this is fun. It fleshes out stories and is interesting. In particular, I did this one mission yesterday, which was a missing persons case for the detective Nick Valentine, and even though it was a short mission, it was actually kind of interesting. And I was like, wow, maybe I want to keep doing those, because those seem like they'll be pretty good. And so I'm debating, what should I do next? So that's what I'm trying to figure out. And today, I don't know, I may mix it up a little bit, because yesterday I focused completely on story, with the exception of that one detective case. Maybe today I'll go back to side content. I don't know. We'll have to see what I feel like once I jump into the game. So today's schedule for Thursday, Fallout 4 right now, and I'll be uploading those videos, of course, to DSPGaming. Catch up at your own leisure. And then later tonight, my final official session of Star Wars Battlefront. And yes, I am going to make this official so that there's no more misconceptions or uncertainty. I am not going to be buying the PS4 version of Star Wars Battlefront. Not that I hate to say it, because I kind of suspected this would happen, but there was interest on day one, and since then, there's not a lot of interest anymore. People wanted to see what modes were in the game, and once they did, that was it. Okay, I see what modes are in the game. Maybe I'm interested if Phil does a review, but outside of that, I don't really care too much about it anymore. Once I've seen every mode once, I know what the game has to offer. Consensus seems to be on this game that it does not have as much content, and is certainly not as good as the original Battlefronts, which I have to agree, because I played the original Battlefronts, and they did have more modes, and they did have a campaign, and this game does not. I'm certainly not saying it's not a fun game. I'm just saying it's not as good as the first two, and that's a shame, because when you're trying to reboot a series, a franchise, you should at least strive to be better than the originals, which are over a decade old. And I really feel that the reason this game is pushed out the way it was, guess what? Because there's a Star Wars movie coming out next month, so they're trying to rush out this game. And, if it had a campaign, would it be a better game? I don't know. But, again, not striving to do better than the originals is not a good way to go about it, yet this seems to be par for the course, especially with these series reboots and stuff that they've been doing recently. So, today is the final session of Battlefront until next week, and I'm not getting the PS4 version. Sorry, to everyone who maybe was hoping to do co-op and stuff with me, but I can't sink another $60 into a game that is, people aren't really too interested in seeing me play much more. It is what it is. 3-4 years ago, I had unlimited funds. When I lived in Connecticut and I had no bills. I could buy whatever I wanted, and I could buy tons of copies of games and do that kind of stuff, and unfortunately, I can't be frivolous like that anymore. So, I had planned on doing it, but based on the reaction this week to the videos, I'm not going to be getting it on PS4, okay? And I apologize. I had not planned on getting a free Xbox One copy. circumstances just happened like that, and sometimes things happen that you don't plan for, right? All right, but I have a big announcement for tomorrow. Yes, big announcement. Friday, which is November 20th, is going to see 2 brand new games. It's going to be pretty sweet. My first session of the day will be live streamed, and it's going to be the premiere of my Rise of the Tomb Raider playthrough on Xbox One. I've had this game for over a week now. I've been looking forward to starting it, and I'll be starting it tomorrow. So I hope you'll come by tomorrow for my first gameplay stream, which starts around 1 p.m. Pacific time, for the premiere. You know, a lot of people for the past week and a half have been asking me, will you be playing it? When will you play it? We understand, you know, you're busy with Fallout and the new stuff, and really, this was a game that honestly didn't sell. This game did not sell well at all. Not in the United States, not in Europe, nowhere. The game barely sold anywhere because everyone was playing Fallout. And because it's also an Xbox exclusive for a whole year, and most people are like, well, that's fucking stupid. I agree. And I think a lot of people have been asking me, when are you playing it? Because they're not going to buy it. Either they only have a PS4, or they're busy with Fallout, and they don't want to spend the money on this game when it was just the worst release timing and the dumbest exclusive launch ever, probably in gaming history. And they want to see me play it so that they can watch the playthrough and save themselves $60, or in the case, again, of PS4 owners, see the gameplay since they can't play the game. So yeah, it's starting tomorrow. You know, all circumstances have kind of worked out so that it looks like I'll be able to play it a lot until next week's multiplayer session. So let me explain. Tomorrow, my first stream will be Rise of the Tomb Raider's premiere. My second stream tomorrow will be the conclusion of Game of Thrones. Yes, the episodic game from Telltale Games, which has been, you know, releasing over the past year. This is the 6th and final episode. It released on Tuesday, and I basically said to everyone earlier this week, it's not a priority for me. It really wasn't, because, you know, even though I've liked the game, it certainly, again, has not, you know, garnered a massive following or whatever of people watching me play it. But I bought the season pass. I definitely want to see how it ends. So that's going to be tomorrow night, Friday night. Yes, it will be live streamed, okay? So that means Saturday, I'll go back to Fallout 4, because I'm not playing Fallout 4 tomorrow, Friday. I'll be playing that on Saturday. So my gameplay session for Saturday will be Fallout 4, all right? And then Sunday, it will be more Rise of the Tomb Raider. And yes, that will be live streamed on Sunday. So this is cool now, because now I've got 2 ongoing playthroughs that I'll be balancing for the next few days until we hit this multiplayer event. So that means, yes, Monday and Tuesday will be split between Fallout and Rise of the Tomb Raider. And hey, if people are liking Rise of the Tomb Raider and they want to see it as my main stream on Monday and Tuesday, you know, the longer one, I'll do that. If I'm playing it and it's not really catching on, people want more Fallout than that, then we'll flip it and we'll have Fallout be the main stuff for both those days. Or maybe we'll evenly distribute it. You know, one day we'll do one and one day we'll flip it. I don't know. It all depends on how it does and how people are liking it. Okay, and I don't know, because I haven't played it yet. I've heard good things about it. Everything I've heard about the game is that it's great, but, you know, I won't know till I actually play it. Okay? So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that, because at first it looked like if I was getting caught up so much with Battlefront and people wanted to see more of it, that I wasn't going to have time to play Tomb Raider until December. But now it looks like we have an opportunity, because Battlefront is fizzling out. Okay? So I just want to remind everyone that this coming week, there is a special multiplayer event starting Wednesday, November 25th. I'm going to be playing certain games, and I have an amended list now. So I just want to make this clear to everyone. The games I'll be playing: Metal Gear Solid Online on the PlayStation 4, duh. I'll be playing Halo 5 on the Xbox One. I'll be playing Star Wars Battlefront on the Xbox One, of course, because that's the copy I have of it. That's the version I have. And I'll be playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on the PlayStation 4. So you might notice I've removed WWE 2K16 from that lineup, and the reason is quite simple. Because out of all the games, right, all the games I just mentioned, they all have massive multiplayer. You can create a private lobby up to, you know, 16 people in a lot of cases. You can get a lot of people involved. WWE is not so. WWE, the largest match you could do, I believe, is 4 to 6 players. And I don't think it would be viable for me to try to set that up. Plus, there's been issues with WWE trying to set up matches and stuff like that in previous years. And honestly, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to schedule a session that's dedicated to it, and then I go to do it, and it's not working properly. Or a session where, you know, everyone plays for a half hour and only like 10, 15 people get to play, versus any of those other games, every lobby will be 10, 15 people. You know what I mean? So I'm going to stick to those 4 games. And like I said, I'm going to try to make a schedule for you so that you'll know what day I'm playing what game. And it looks like Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be the 4 days that I'm playing, because Thursday I'm going to do a very special episode of Ask the King. It's going to be the first episode in, 2 months. I'm trying to remember when I even did an episode of Ask the King last, because I've been so busy with new releases. And so it'll be cool because I'm going to have an opportunity to answer all of your questions from the past 2 months and Patreon questions as well from the past 2 months. And what I think I'm going to do, since it is Thanksgiving, is not do multiplayer that day, but instead do the Ask the King stream, and then second half of the day, maybe I'll do more Fallout, because I know what's going to happen is, since I'm not playing Fallout for an extended period here, people are going to be craving it. Oh my god, Phil went for several days without new Fallout 4, and now we're pissed off because there's no new Fallout 4. And listen, I understand that. I can definitely understand if you're watching every day, you're liking the videos, you want new content every day, and since I'm doing a special event, it's going to hinder that. So what I'll do is, that Wednesday will be 1 to 2 sessions of multiplayer. Okay, more than likely what it'll end up probably being is 1 session of multiplayer, a long one. And then the second session will be like either Tomb Raider or Fallout. Thursday will be Ask the King, and then either Tomb Raider or Fallout. Friday will be a multiplayer session, and then either Tomb Raider or Fallout. You see what I'm doing there? Now the weekend, I only do 1 stream a day, or 1 session a day, so probably those will both be multiplayer sessions Saturday, Sunday. One day during this weekend, we're actually going to be putting up our Christmas tree. Not this weekend, but that weekend of the 28th and 29th of November. So that'll be a special thing that I'll film. And then that coming Monday, that is Monday, November 30th, I'm going to be doing the Rockathon. That's right, for hitting the Patreon goal in the month of October, I'll be doing the Rockathon. It's a Rock Band 4 marathon where I'm singing, I'm playing guitar. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be something very different from anything I've ever done. And, it should be quite the interesting experience. Okay? And yes, that will be a marathon-style stream lasting around, 6 to 7 hours. But more details on that as we get closer to it. All right? And so what that means is that, in December, Just Cause 3 comes out on December 1st. So I'll probably play a little bit of that, and then I'll balance that with Fallout and Rise of the Tomb Raider for several weeks in December until finally we start finishing those up. And then maybe I'll finally have opportunity to start reviewing some games, because some people have said, Phil, when are you going to review Assassin's Creed Syndicate? And when are you going to review WWE? And are you ever going to review Halo 5? And my answer, quite honestly, is I don't have time. Look at my schedule. Like, I'm playing all these new games, and I just don't have several hours extra out of thin air to film and edit, because it takes about 45 minutes, if not longer, just to film my review, and then I gotta edit the thing, which takes several hours. So no, I don't have free time right now to do it. Maybe come December I'll have some time, but then again, does anyone really care about my review of Halo 5? You know what I mean? Maybe Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but Halo 5, I don't think anyone's chomping at the bit for it. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, maybe you want my opinion, but are you really caring about a huge full-fledged opinion on, the game in a review form? I would think games like Fallout 4, right? Rise of the Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, those are the ones that people will want reviews on. So we'll see how long it takes to get to all that stuff, in December. Keep in mind, I'm not giving up on other games like WWE 2K16. I want to continue with my career and stuff, but we got to get through this other stuff, first. And then the year-end series. So we've got a packed month and a half to 2 months coming up with brand new stuff for you every single day, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope that you're looking forward to it, because I am. And that's pretty much it for the pre-stream. I will just say this, my gratuitous plug, that there is now about 10 days, I think it might be 11, 10 or 11 days left in the month of November, and that means you have 10 or 11, whatever it is, days left to pledge to my Patreon for the month of November. Some people have actually been asking me that. I got a few tweets about it. Gee, Phil, when's the deadline to pledge for this month? We're interested, but we want to make sure we can make the deadline, blah, blah, blah. It's the end of this month. Obviously, it's the final day of the month. If you pledge the day after, like if you pledge on December 1st, unfortunately, Patreon cuts you off, and then you have to wait till the next month for that pledge to take effect, okay? So, patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. You know the drill. For as little as $1, you get great perks, like getting text shoutouts, verbal shoutouts, getting a private Q&A video made, having your question answered on Ask the King publicly, getting a signed autographed t-shirt, getting a opportunity to participate in special holiday events, all kinds of stuff, okay? In addition to that, the goal for this month, if we hit our goal level of funding of $1,250 a month, is to do a special marathon where I'll be playing a game that patrons vote on. Yes, patrons, for the first time in months, will have control over what I'm going to be playing in this marathon. And the options are either Crash Bandicoot 3, Conker's Bad Fur Day, or Banjo-Kazooie. So if you pledge $5 or more this month, in the next 11 days, you will be voting in the month of December on what game I'll be playing in this marathon as long as we hit the goal level. And right now, it's uncertain whether or not we're going to hit it. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping, obviously, by the end of this month, some people, watch my content. Wow, this is fun stuff Phil's doing. I'd like to see him keep doing it. So I will, go the extra mile since he's putting out free videos, free streams daily. Here's $1, $1 a month. And I say it every video, I'll say it again. The most successful people who use Patreon, it's not about getting giant pledges. It's about having the people who watch your stuff every day and enjoy it and want to see it continue, contribute $1. That's as easy as it is, $1 a month. Not that big of a deal. And tons of people have done it. I tell you, in the past month, that I've been telling people that, right now Patreon's really important to me, which what's happened to my business in the past couple of months with YouTube false copyright strikes and bullshit. It's definitely helping, and some 60-plus people have stepped up and pledged who normally wouldn't have, and I'm very appreciative of that. And, I'm really hoping that the things like this Rock Band Marathon coming up and everything is going to convince you that, hey, it's worth it to pledge for the fun stuff that happens that normally wouldn't happen if I wasn't hitting those goals on Patreon, okay? So, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Check it out. Hope you'll consider pledging. And that is it for today's pre-stream. Thank you, everyone. It's not really pre-stream, excuse me. Daily update. Thank you for watching, and I'm about to jump right back into Fallout 4. Hope you enjoyed today's videos, and, thanks for watching. Alrighty then.